Hello, everyone. I am so excited to introduce these two incredible women to you today. I have Mary and Jill from the Girls Mentorship. And much like all of my great relationships in my life, I met both of these women through Lululemon. It's true, like all of my friends, somehow it's like those 6 degrees of separation. They all root back to Lululemon. So, ladies, I am so honored that you're here with me today. And if you haven't had a chance to meet Jill and Mary in person, you've probably seen their incredibly adorable reels grace your Instagram feed. Um, you've probably heard their hype. Mary is a professional hype woman, and Jill is as well. If you haven't met them yet, and I don't know how that's possible, but if you haven't, this is who they are and what they're up to. And I'm just so grateful to have you both here with me today and sharing about the Girls Mentorship. And I'd love to hear a little bit, for those who don't know, how the Girls Mentorship came about and whatever you want to share.
Oh man.
I
I feel
know I
like
just loaded question.
we're ready. I feel like girls mentorship is kind of the iceberg, right? You see the overnight success, or you say people have overnight success, but honestly, Jill and I have known each other for 4 years now, and I feel like girls mentorship started the minute Jill and I met one another because it's been brewing. It's been this thing that we both have sought, and we didn't know each other were seeking it until this year. 2020 was kind of the culmination of all of our personal development work. We've been in masterminds together. We've volunteered behind the scenes at events. We've been the hype women for every other woman in our life multiple times, to where I think the universe finally gave us the time and the space to connect with one another and come up with this idea of a business that is now a full-fledged business in action. So that I feel like it's happened since the day we met one another.
And I'll elaborate on exactly what it is. A little bit of the backstory. I was a store manager. I was a regional manager for Lululemon for 8 years, and I left the company about 2 years ago to start my own business, which at the time I had no idea. I didn't know what it was, but I knew it was going to involve people. I knew it was about developing people through vision and goals and holding people accountable. So I really started with moms, because coming from a place of being a mother and also a working mom, I knew how hard it was to juggle the two different roles. And oftentimes I would hear moms say that they lost themselves in becoming a mom. So I wanted to get them back. I was like, I'm going to help them, teach them how to get their groove back, because I know how to balance that. And through workshops and creating this business, working with moms, they were like, this is so awesome. We love this. And can you do this for our daughters? And immediately I was like, no, no way. I am in the business with adults. But at the time, I was really open to exploration and discovery. And I was really curious to figure out what my purpose was. So, of course, I said yes. And that yes really then snowballed into me taking on just developing female athletes. I was working with girls, particularly in high school. So I was doing that over the last few years. And over 2020, when the pandemic hit, there were no sports happening. School was out, there was nothing going on. And I wanted to create something for girls to just have a space to come and share what they were feeling, and look around, almost creating a community to show them that they weren't alone in their struggles, and what they were feeling, and also to have a coach to support them and giving them advice and maybe some strategies to deal with what they were experiencing. So I didn't want just athletes. I was like, it's open for all girls. It's going to be this awesome online workshop. I called it Camp Social, and I knew it was. I didn't want to lead it by myself. So the first person I turned to was this one right here. So I called Mary, and in true Jill fashion, I pitched her my idea, and she was like, heck yeah, I'm so game. When is this happening? I'm like, can you jump on the call tomorrow?
And the universe would just so have it that I was free.
So, so she said yes. She's like, what are we talking about? I'm like, I don't know.
What do you want to talk about?
Let's just get these girls on, and let's just feel them out and really create it from what they need. So Mary and I led this fire call that we got off the phone, and we were like, whoa, we were vibrating. We felt the connection between the two of us was so electric. We knew that there was something really special there. So Mary then requested, hey, there's only 3 weeks left. Can I join you for the remainder of this call series? And of course I said yes. And once the call series ended, we looked at each other and we're like, this is it. This is what is now Girls Mentorship, is creating a space for girls to learn strategies and tools and life skills to have them be better in their life, and for them to really see the light that they have and their true potential without the other things that get in their way.
And because like you said, before we even started the recording, Mal, it's like you get our emails and your question is, how much better would I have been had I started learning this stuff when I was in middle school, when I was in high school? And that was such a big question for Jill and I, because like you, we've all put in hours upon hours upon hours and money spent and energy spent on our own personal development. And it has served us to boot. So asking that question, like, who can we help and who needs the most help right now? It was those girls.
Thank you so much, both of you, for sharing, because your passion comes alive in every email that you send, in every caption that you write on Instagram. And what I'm so appreciative of hearing right now is just the honesty of like how it started. Because I know that before I started my business, I expected that someday I'd have this perfect plan, and the perfect plan would have every single detail of my business and my purpose written out, and it would go off without a hitch. And, I'd be able to basically start it all up here first. It's so amazing to hear what can happen when you surround yourself with people who are on the same path, and you're open about who you are and what you're up to in the world and what you want to create. It's truly a testament to all of the magic that can just come from being your true self. And, for people who haven't met Mary and Jill, like, this is just who they are. Like, when I saw your announcement about Girls Mentorship, I was like, well, duh, of course, like, this makes perfect sense. like,
I know.
Yeah, like, this brand is just you, and how beautiful. So, I am so excited to just hear, like, what's your unicorn dream for Girls Mentorship? And for those who don't know, a unicorn dream is, I'll say something like, oh, wouldn't it be cool if I could meet Taylor Swift, at her concert? But a unicorn dream is putting like no limits on it and just really speaking from a place of, wouldn't it be cool if I met Taylor Swift at her concert and then she invited me up onto stage and was like, what are you good at? And I was like, I'm really good at helping people move better. And then, it became this thing. And all of a sudden she's having me help her move better all around the world. And then I meet all of these people, so that's like a unicorn dream. There's no limit. So I'd love to hear what your unicorn dream is.
Okay, well, first of all, I feel like you've written that down before. That was really good.
Maybe I have.
I was listening to her latest album right before we hopped on the call, so inspiration flowing.
In your subconscious. Oh, I love it. Okay, for me, because I know Mary and I have similar unicorns, so I'll let her share, and maybe we can play off of each other. Our unicorn dream is, wouldn't it be cool if somebody popped into an email or a DM or someone from GMA or the Today Show, and they were like, oh my gosh, we just saw what you guys are up to. We want to fly you out. We want to air you on a television or program, whatever. It's going to stream millions of people worldwide. And they fly us out. Like, that would be the coolest unicorn dream. And then from there, someone that is like some book publishing place was like, what? They need to write a book. And then from that, it's like we become New York Times bestsellers. We have a
major motion picture.
Yes. We are like living this abundant life, and it's all because people believe in our mission, and they want to connect us with the right people. So we feel that what we're doing has such greater purpose that we can't do this alone, and we know people who believe in us and this mission are gonna do whatever it takes to get us to the next level. So hey, anybody from the Today Show, Good Morning America, we're here, we're available.
We're doing cool stuff.
We're doing cool stuff, like we need miles. We're here for it.
Yeah, and people need this. The next generation of women, we need you.
Thank you.
We really do.
And we just like, our goal is to inspire girls to be able to dream. I feel like what we experience a lot is is girls being so bogged down with life,
everyone else's expectations.
Yep. That it's like, remember that little girl who lives inside of you? Like, what happened to her? Because social media is at the forefront of their lives, and their bodies are a big
point of contention.
Yeah. And when we can say, hey, we were once you, and now look at us living our dreams, like it's so possible for you. And teaching her that she has values to live into, which helps her make better choices. Like that, there's a dreamer in there. So we just want to be able to model good behavior and also lead by example to say, like, hey, this can be you too one day.
1,000%. You share that, and I think back to when I was in junior high and in high school. And this is even before social media. I'm 34, so I grew up without Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, all of these things. And knowing that even as a 34-year-old woman, I still struggle with everything that we've talked about today. So how incredible, how meaningful, and how world-changing to offer what you're offering. And everyone who's listening, I need you to share this, and I need you to hop on the Girls Mentorship email list, and I need you to watch their videos, because you can make a difference by sharing people who are doing good things and making a huge impact in the world. You can make a difference by simply participating and sharing what they're up to. So that's what I'm going to ask out of everyone who is watching this. Please give them a follow. I'll include their social media and website so that you know exactly where to go. And please just help boost and elevate their voices, because they're doing so much good work in this world. I can't even say enough how much I love and appreciate you both. So thank you for being who you are.
You feeling very mutual.
Thank you. I have one more question for you before we sign off. And I would just love to know if you could pick just one. You have so much gold to offer, but if you could pick just one tip for anyone listening today, whether he or she is 5 years old or 95 years old, but is, just maybe a year or two behind you in terms of self-development, what's that one tip that you would offer to someone listening?
Keep doing it. Keep investing in yourself, even on days when you don't want to. Because there's been plenty of days in my history where I haven't wanted to show up, where I wasn't bubbly Mary, where I wasn't hype woman Mary. And I did. I showed up and I met someone. A concept landed for me. A door opened. There's so much magic in just continuing to show up for yourself that if you give up prior to when, you find the gold, you'll never know. And you'll always be sitting there wondering, what if? And I think that what if drives a lot of people crazy. So continue to invest in yourself, continue to put in the work, and continue to follow that little voice that's leading you somewhere, because it is somewhere. Had you asked me 5 years ago if I thought I'd be a confidence coach for teenage girls, I probably would have laughed at you. But that's the beauty of it. I kept going, I kept showing up, and this is what showed up for me.
That 1,000%. And to the person who has a little more understanding of what they're doing. So for us, it took a lot of turns. For me, it was working with teams, and it was with adults and all sorts of adults, age ranges. I worked with a ton of people, and then I narrowed it down to moms, and then from moms, it was girls. So being open to the pivot, but then understanding when you want to get stopped, you have to not make it about you. What continued to keep me accountable and for me to keep showing up was thinking about the little girl who was suffering somewhere, suffering from anxiety or depression, or maybe they were having this internal struggle that was paralyzing her. And I know that if I sit down on myself, or if I don't do something about it, she's never going to reach me. So it's thinking about who it is that you're serving, and knowing that when you want to play small, it's not about you, and you're going to have good and bad days, but it's allow that person to drive you forward.
And it's so obvious to me, having the opportunity to know you, both of you, for the last several years. It's so obvious to me that you both live by those tenets every single day. And so I can tell everyone watching and listening, this truly works. So write those down, tattoo it on your forehead, whatever it is you need to do to start with those steps of showing up and of being open, because You don't see everything that's underneath the tip of the iceberg. You don't see everything that's under the ocean. And you ladies are such a testament to what you're sharing. And I'm so grateful for both of you. I know that the world, and Scottsdale, Arizona specifically, my world, is so much better for having you both in it. So thank you for showing up today and sharing. And everyone, go follow these women, go share the work that they're up to, and pay it forward.